After having played every hero at least once, not necessarily winning with every hero once, I was able to sometimes have really good games because the hero was simple enough. Other times, sometimes we had quite a bad game with quite a lot of deaths. And I don't want to let the fact that I had a bad game affect how the top 5 is perceived. So for instance, if we just got smashed, that's not necessarily the hero's fault. So it doesn't come down to that per se. But generally, I did notice that my bottom 5 least favorite experiences in the A to Z were typically losses as well. So that it's gonna get better next time when we play them again, when we give them another chance. So first of all, let's do top 5 favorites. Top 5 favorites, Chaos Knight. Really enjoyed this one immediately. It has a pleasant attack animation. It hits like a truck. A simple engage pattern. You can just stun them and then you can teleport them onto you. He has a lifesteal. He's got high damage. So it makes farming the jungle easy, farming heroes easy, farming the lane easy. And I like controlling multiple units. So since he has illusions, that's more illusions, more units for me to control. And he has RNG. What's not to like? I like a little bit of variety and randomness. So yeah, Chaos Knight. Next up, Dazzle. Dazzle is my second top 5 favorite. Great voice lines and skill set. You can save people with Shallow Grave or fail hilariously. He heals and he damages via the heal, so you can accidentally steal some kills from your core. You're just trying to heal him after all, and there happened to be a creep that was relatively low. And he has a nice general purpose ult that adds extra damage and healing. He's simple enough to immediately enjoy without having to do like an in-depth study guide. And he's got good voice lines. Zap! Dazzle! Next one on the list, the third one, is going to be Leshrac. He's a fast AF boy. You just sprint through the enemy team with magic damage, dishing out on everybody. He was my first discovery of the value of the Bloodstone item. I think he was. It was either Death Prophet or him. And I played them quite a bit, both. And Death Prophet would have been on the list here, but I like Leshrac even more. He's got a bit of a snappier auto attack animation. Even though both of their right clicks doesn't matter as much, that part feels good. I kept getting Bloodstone earlier and earlier in my builds while playing Leshrac. And he's a real optimist. Welcome to a world of despair and grief. Oh. Fourth hero, Skywrath Mage. Cocky, haughty boy that showers enemies with the pain train. You know, he's got an easy engage pattern. You tend to rush out Rod of Athos. And then you slam your keyboard buttons until the enemy is no more. Arrah! He's pretty cool. And the fifth and final one, Spirit Breaker. Fast AF, Racer Cow. You see an enemy, you press Q. They're out of range? Doesn't matter. They can't be out of range. It can be cross map. It's that fucking simple. You know, sometimes it takes you past some hilarious sights. I've pressed Q on someone cross map before and took down a whole jungle camp on the way there. Cross map Q, it's hilarious. He's got a simple kit, lots of stuns. It's my favorite initiator. Moo! So that was the top 5. Then my bottom 5. By the way, if they're not in top 5, didn't mean I didn't enjoy them. There's 123 heroes and I enjoyed something of all of them, and some very much. And believe it or not, you can't put 60 heroes in the top 5. My bottom 5. We're gonna lead this list with Kunkka. I cursed myself when I said in demo mode that Kunkka seems simple.
Set my ramming speed.
Perfect. I mean, it is a simple hero. That was a jinx. He's got a combo where you X someone and then you stun them with the thing and then you stun them with the boat. And the combo is kind of time sensitive. And I figured, yes, I'm gonna put in some homework and prep work in order to get the combo right. But I'm not gonna stay here and practice it until I get it right every time. I'll wing it, and I'm sure I'll get it right a couple of times in the game. And this turned out to be incorrect. I didn't get it right once. It was failboat after failboat. And so I became a glorified Sven with my failboats. I'm sure I'll enjoy him more next time with a bit more prep work, but this time wasn't it yet. Number 2, Shadow Fiend. Yeah, Shadow Fiend has directional cast for QWE, and that makes you more aware of the directionality of your character. Normally, when you click a spell on a certain area on the map, or on a hero, or on the ground, your hero will turn, face it, and then cast the spell. This turning costs time, and it will add delay to your spell. But you get a feeling for it. Your hero will turn and then cast a spell. But with Shadow Fiend, spells are instantly in front of him. I say that it's not instant. You can fake cast with Shadow Fiend. And I learned later that he has a different animation for melee, for Q, W, and far away. So he's got 3 different animations. So you can tell if he's going to do a near, middle, or far one, which is kind of cool. Like, he's a very well-designed character. And similar to Lina in that he can be played mid, that he's got strong auto attacks, and he's got strong magic, and you can build him either direction, which is pretty cool. He's strong, and I'm sure I'll enjoy him more next time, but the first time I played him, it was very frustrating to get the QWE right, because I would click on an enemy hero, assume that I can then E him because he's at that distance, but my hero hadn't fully turned yet, so I missed a lot. I just missed a lot of QWE. It needs more training, and yeah, didn't enjoy it as much because of that the first time. The third hero on my bottom 5 favorites, not favorites, was Doom. Doom game was a little boring. I mean, he's not a super interesting character. He's got no illusions. He just walks around. He's a Doom bot. Yeah? You just walk around, and then you click Doom on the most high priority target. It's a little bit like... what's his name? The guy that ruptures. Bloodseeker. Except Bloodseeker's a fast AF boy that gets global vision reveal. Right? He's got the silence spell. And then you have to rupture the right target. It's the same with Doom. Doom the right target, right? And Doom can get quite fast. But Bloodseeker's really fast. I do like fast characters. It's kind of cool, like doing jungle with Midas and with his Q. But I mean, if you go Midas... and then you've got your Q, you've got 2 abilities completely aimed at farming, 1 creep at a time, and then you walk around and you hit others. You've got a bit of a burning aura, and you've got the stun auto attack hit. He's pretty vanilla. I'm not saying I won't enjoy him if I play him more, but the first time was a bit boring compared to some of the other characters that are really intricate. And I doomed a jungle creep, and I wasn't pressured to make a mistake either. It's not like it was a hectic situation where the opponent was pressuring me and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I wanted to like eat it with Q or Midas it or something, but I doomed it. So that was nice. The fourth one, Monkey King. Monkey King is quite hard, and I don't think I was aware enough the first time when I played him. It was relatively early in my A to Z journey, whether enemies see me or not, when I jump from area to area, right? So I jump from tree to tree. It could be across a lane. It could be the outer tree on a lane. And the best practice is to be, if you're like trying to be safe, is to stay on more trees further away from the lane. But you also got to be aware of when you jump like a clearing where enemies have vision of it. And I think at this point in my Dota journey, Monkey King was a bit too advanced for me. Obviously, we were going to get to situations where some heroes are a little bit too advanced. And you would need to like practice that by just getting better at Dota or watching the replay of opponents when you play Monkey King or watching Monkey King replays. I don't do hours of preparation for heroes. Well, except if it's Invoker. Then I did. For Invoker, I prepared for 2 hours. But for most of them, I don't prepare for 2 hours. Or I still wouldn't be done with A to Z now. And Monkey King was there for a bit harder. Yeah, so it takes some time. I think I'll enjoy him more next time, but for now I was an easy kill target, and I fell prey to the oops, I got stunned for 5 seconds because they cut my tree multiple times. And the fifth and final one, Bane. Bane is a relatively like supportive character that doesn't make like one-on-one plays. He's not a carry, obviously. He's not a core. And he's kind of easy to grief your team with if you sleep wrong. You can sleep yourself, you can sleep your teammate, you can sleep someone, and if they then hit the target, then they become the sleeper, and we all go to bed together, and yeah, So I'm sure it'll get better with practice. I saw a guy that has like 2k plus Bane wins in Immortal. So he can't be that bad. Like he must be enjoyable. But the first one was a bit tougher. And I think I tried him again a couple of times and it just didn't gel with me yet. But I know that in the future, every hero will eventually gel with me as I go from one hero to the next. But not yet. Yeah, so that was my... and it was actually a toss-up between Bane and Omni Knight. I think Omni Knight was kind of like... could have been there as well. Maybe Bane is more fun than Omni Knight even. It's just Omni Knight was so forgettable that I don't even remember my game with Omni Knight. So I can't even say... Yeah, I can't even say whether the Omni Knight game... like whether he should be in my bottom 5 because I just forgot about it. Yep. So that was the Omni experience. There was one more hero that I considered including in the bottom 5. I see some people saying Oracle. The thing is, with Oracle I definitely griefed, and it was sometimes hilariously failed, but I enjoyed the failure, if that makes sense. So he was not on my bottom 5. So yep, that was my top 5 and my bottom 5. We'll make more lists in the future, which ones I think I was strongest with and which ones I think I was weakest with.